everybody, welcome to We're All Geeks. My name is Kenny, to my left.
I'm Felipe.
And we got a whole lot of stuff to talk about. From the jump, the Game Awards nominees were announced. We had a plan to do a big old blowout on like predictions and stuff here in a couple of weeks. So we're going to not really talk about it just because we're going to really dive deep in on another episode.
Yeah.
Today, we're here to talk about two, technically three games. Pokemon Sword and Shield and Star Wars. And Tokyo Ghoul, because that's also a game that came out.
That's true, yes. I forgot about that. I was like, what's the third game you're going to spring on me?
No, we're not going to talk about Tokyo Ghoul at all.
Yeah.
Because no one played that game.
Ooh, I know someone that's going to be very upset that you said that, but that's okay. That's okay. We should mention that at some point, one of these, if not all of them, is going to fall. So just keep an eye out.
This is Star Wars Battle Royale.
That's right.
The last one standing is the superior. Will it be the Purge Trooper? Might be, because it kicks your ass.
It's true.
Will it be Mando? No.
Just flat out no. Look at him.
He's aiming at Dio out of necessity, not fun. Like that's
keep an eye on this guy.
That's just how he has to stand. All right, so you didn't play Pokemon yet. You've been head down on Star Wars.
Yes.
So let me just kick it off with Pokemon,
Sure,
and then we've both been playing Star Wars. Me less so because I finished Pokemon. Had to do it. So Pokemon is awesome. Don't let the Game Freak lied people get in your head about it. It is awesome. There are fewer Pokemon in this game. That is true. The Pokedex, I believe, says 400, which is not all of them. So that people have problems. I think it's still a great-looking game. I think it's a really good entry into this series. As a sports fan, I really do love that they made Pokemon battles into a sport. Like, cool. the people filling the stadiums, you're walking down the street and people are recognizing you because you were on TV fighting a gym leader. Like, that is how they're treating this, and that is, I just love that so much.
I want to check it out. Like you said, I haven't played it. I do have a gripe, even though I haven't played it, and that's the way that the starters evolve.
Okay, so yeah, we actually discussed this. We looked at the leaks. We didn't want to discuss it on here.
I have since looked, since the game came out. I pulled up a video and I saw what the starters eventually evolved into. Not a fan, but I'll get over it. My biggest thing is that the one that I'm probably gonna pick Score Bunny, and he just looks like a dude at the end. So
yeah, but
I know.
I don't know how much of it is spoiler. I'm not trying to for what his evolution is, but it's awesome.
Okay.
I love it.
He's the one that I'm gonna go with. Compared to some of the other Pokemons, I guess that's my biggest thing.
Right.
Is I was expecting something else, and I really just got what looks like a dude in shorts. So. But anyways, I haven't played it yet, so just kind of putting that out there. But maybe, next time we talk or something once I play it.
And I was Team Score Bunny from the jump. Like, I did look at the evolutions just to confirm, because I was like, but Sobble is kind of cute. I like that. Maybe he turns into something awesome. And then I'm like, no. And then, I do like Grookey. So I played Shield. I beat Shield, and I'm probably going to do a playthrough on Sword because I got both of them. I do plan on going through on Sword, and I'm probably picking Grookey and turning into Rillaboom. Yeah. The game's fun. It has I don't know if it's an issue. I don't know how I feel about it, but if you didn't know, this game takes place in the UK. And by God, it reminds you this game takes place in the UK.
Yeah?
At every turn that it can.
Huh.
Because, they don't have voice acting in it, so it's really hard to portray an accent. So they do a lot of Elo and put mate at the end of everything and stuff like that. Like all of those tropes.
Wait, when they spell like color or whatever, do they put like the
I
U
don't
in
know
there?
if anyone ever said color, but I'm sure they would have.
Well, you know how there's like color and honor and some of
Yeah,
those words
I
that they
don't-
spell it with a U. I wonder if they
I-
have those in there.
I didn't notice it. I don't know that they put any of that in there, if I'm being honest. But no, it reminds you constantly that this game is in the UK. At one point there's a guy who says, I don't know, I could either go home and watch football or I could go home and watch a Pokemon battle. Team Yell is basically soccer hooligans
Okay.
in the game. They're, not to get too deep, stuff that you can see in trailers, they're the fan base for one of your rivals, Marnie.
Okay.
And they get in your way, like teams tend to do in Pokemon.
I like that. Have they ever really? So I haven't really played that many Pokemon games personally. Have they? I know that Sun and Moon kind of was supposed to be Hawaii or set.
Yeah, it was definitely Hawaii.
But they.
Or
So-
island themed.
Yeah. So, but are you saying that this is like they full on like this?
No, this is the most heavy handed they've been.
Okay.
Besides maybe Sun and Moon with the Alola as the greeting for everything, being Aloha, of course, the
Yeah.
greeting and the goodbye and everything like that.
Because you were about to blow my mind if you're like, oh no, yeah, set in the UK and full on like, no, it's in the UK. It's like, holy crap, this is, Pokemon set in our universe. Or there's,
No, it is. It's in the Galar region,
Mm-hmm.
but it's definitely the UK and the whole UK regions.
Okay. I mean, it's cool. I was just wondering if they've ever done anything like that. But
Yeah,
I can see them kind of getting more and more towards it.
I mean, they have always been like, I think it was X and Y was France.
Mm-hmm.
They have always been based on real places, just never to this scale.
Okay. Okay.
But also, it's really hard to, like, without having people actually speak French, make that vibe.
Right.
Like they do here. As opposed to, in English, you can put those little quirks of Elo and the accent coming through and calling everyone mate and stuff like that, and all those British phrases. And, there's a teapot in this game. There's a teacup and a teapot
I want that.
in this game, and apparently, I don't know if this is a spoiler. I don't think it is. What you can get, if one has a stamp on the bottom, it's an authentic one, and if it doesn't, then it's fake.
All
But
right.
they have the exact same moves and that exact same stamps. It's just a rarity thing.
Like almost like their shiny version, or is there
no,
a shiny of that one
So
but with a stamp?
and it's only the evolution.
Okay.
And the one that's authentic can only evolve from one certain teapot thing, because it's an item that you have to give it.
Okay.
One version can only evolve from one teapot thing, and the other can evolve from either.
Okay.
So if you try to use it on yours, use the... I can't remember which one it is. It's a cracked something. It's a cracked teapot or a cracked kettle or something like that. I can't remember all the details. But if you try to give the one that's authentic, the fake one, it won't.
Okay. Weird.
Yeah.
Still, I mean,
Still, and it's brilliant, and there's a lot of little touches like that in the game of how to evolve Pokemon and stuff like that.
cool.
Yeah, it's a blast though. I really enjoyed it. I can't wait to actually play Sword. Because when I say beat, I mean I rolled credits and then did the after game story. I did not catch all the Pokemon. I did not catch them all.
You gotta.
I gotta, but I didn't. But that's what I mean by completed. Is I've done the end game. There's not any story left right
Okay.
now. I do like the idea that this could be the first Pokemon to really actually receive DLC beyond, like, Sun and Moon years later got Zeraora.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. I think this could be the first one to actually be like, all right, hey, and we're gonna add Pokemon. Maybe that's how they kind of handle the fact that they didn't have all the Pokemon in it or
Yeah.
something like that.
I
or,
mean, I can see them doing it because. I
or
don't know
even
if you,
adding story to it or something.
yeah, I
Like,
don't know if you saw, but like it's the fastest or best-selling Pokemon game of all time.
it's
or
the
so-
fastest selling Switch game of all time. I
Yeah.
don't know if
No,
that's
no,
Pokemon.
yeah, not the Pokemon. I knew it was one of those.
Yeah, it's the
but,
fastest selling Switch game of all time, a whole 3 years. But yeah,
Yeah, so I mean, it's people
it's
have been wanting this
popular.
game. It's a
And-
popular game.
and,
so.
and it's good, and it's not the quantum leap. I don't even want to say that because the wild area is something very unique.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, it's big-ish. It's the 3D stuff is something that they've never done in a Pokemon game. The fact that here's something that did bug me. That you can run into super overpowered Pokemon. Like, when you walk in to the wild area, the first thing I did is I ran into an Onix, and I'm like level 10, and it's like level 45. And you can't catch it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
No, I mean, you can't throw a Pokeball at it.
Why?
Because the Pokemon will not let its guard down. You have to advance through the gyms to be able to catch the higher level Pokemon.
Yeah. Because isn't it a level thing? You need to be like closer to their level.
Well,
for
that's
you to
not
catch
how
them?
it was before.
Okay.
Before, you couldn't control Pokemon past a certain point that if you just caught or if you just traded for.
Okay.
You couldn't control, like you would tell, it was the thing in the anime where Ash would tell his Charizard to do something and his Charizard would be like, what? No. And just lie down and take a nap. It was that.
Okay.
Here, it will say the Pokemon won't let its guard down. You can't throw a ball at it. Okay, then I'm not going to battle this thing. I'm just, because it's going to end up blacking me out because I have level 10s and I don't get that much of a reward for beating it. I won't catch it, so I don't know. That bugged me. I get it, but it bugged me. That they'll let you...
That's so... As someone who hasn't played it, but I have some experience with, I've seen people play Pokemon. I've seen people play like Nuzlocke runs. Like that in my head, I'm just like,
God.
How would you try to do a Nuzlocke run? And then you run into that, and you're like,
And if you don't have a Pokemon that can automatically get away, because there are some that won't let you get away.
You're like, okay, well, I
that
guess
that
time to
exert
start over.
pressure and won't let you get away, and it sucks. That sucks. I will say I did not black out during the game. I did not lose all my Pokemon during the game at any point. I not gonna say what I was gonna say there because it might be considered a spoiler, but
okay, don't
Yeah.
spoil it then.
yeah, very good game. Really solid story, which I know that's not exactly what you play. And I need to mention two more things before I'm done.
All right.
Boltund is the best new Pokemon in ages.
Is that the dog?
That's the dog that evolves from Yamper.
So
Yamper's
like a lightning dog.
Yeah,
Yamper's like
Yamper's
a corgi looking.
a little lightning corgi, and it evolves into Boltund, and it's like this greyhound, and it's a really good Pokemon. It stayed in my party the whole time.
Okay.
And it's adorable. It's a really good design. Its special ability was that it enhances its bite moves. As Yamper will go and fetch the first Pokeball that you throw. Boltund, it just gets like a lockjaw type thing. So that's awesome. I was really happy with that. Yamper, awesome. And then the way they handle fossils in this is so weird because you take them to this person and you can't quite put them all the way. You can only match. You can't match them. So you have to take two fossils and they can't be the same fossils.
Okay.
And they make a Pokemon. Which means you just have these weird, like, disturbing mishmashes of Pokemon. You have one that has, like, a dragon's body, but then, like, a super skinny head and these tiny little arms.
What?
Like it literally goes, so here's the head, body.
What?
Like, it's disturbing. And
Weird.
they should fix it.
Okay.
No, well, I mean, they're not going to fix
They're
it.
not
That's
gonna
how
fix
they
it.
intended. But it's like, I wish you could get a Draco fossil and a Draco fossil and make the dragon that it looks like you can make.
Okay, yeah, I hear you.
But that that's whatever. Yeah, that's Pokemon because I don't want to spoil anymore. I don't want to go any deeper than that. Yeah, I think I covered everything. The gym challenges are fun. The new mini games you have to do, I actually enjoyed all of them.
Cool. How long did it take you?
24 including endgame.
Okay.
So a whole day. Yeah, it
Yeah.
not bad, not terribly bad.
I don't know.
That's about
I
my
really,
average.
I really want to check it out. Like I've played Ultra Moon.
Mhm.
Never finished that, and then before then I've only played like Yellow back in the day. So
Okay.
I've had very limited experience, but I've been super excited for this. It happened to come out to the same day that another game came out, and I went with that other one.
Yeah,
so.
let's talk about that other game because we've both been playing that one. I haven't beat it, you have, but
Yes.
Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Right.
Let's talk about it. Na 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 na.
Okay.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Star Wars video game.
Yeah. All right.
Not sure where to even start. I like the story.
Okay. Story was very good.
Story was very good. I like the story. Cal Kestis, the main character, is just super bland. He's a dude. He's a dude with a lightsaber.
Yeah, he's a dude with a lightsaber who was trained by someone who seems far more interesting, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, he's not a bad character. Like, I'm not trying to be like, oh, he sucks. He's just, I don't know. He just seems like he's just a guy, So, but anyways, I have a few issues with the game, but one of my most like nitpicky thing is the combat animation. Specifically his second swing. So he swings the lightsaber down, and then on the second swing he goes up, but he like really extends his body out when he swings, and I don't know why that really bugs me the way that he swings.
That never.
You should pay attention next time you play. He swings down. It's part of his combo. Like he swings down and then up, and then he does like another hit or something. But for whatever reason, I feel like he really extends his arm out and like spins the lightsaber around. I don't know. It just looks weird. But that's super nitpicky. It's just me. Like I remember watching, being like, I don't like this. Well, let's get into it then.
All right, yeah, let's get into. So, the combat system is very Souls diet.
Kinda.
Yeah.
It's a mixture of Souls with some Sekiro thrown in there. With the parry system.
I was talking to my boss at work, and he was saying it feels almost like Assassin's Creed, enough to throw you off at the beginning that it's not. But yeah, there's some like when he said that, it popped in my mind. Oh yeah, that's right, because I remember when I'm playing the old Assassin's Creed 2, let's say. To parry, I'm just spamming the parry block button. Here, if you do that, you're gonna die.
Yeah, you gotta hit it as it's about to connect.
And as not as much of a Souls person as you, as someone who doesn't love that style of game as much, is that Dark Souls ish?
Dark Souls has that as a way that you parry to open the enemy for attacks. What this game has is more akin to Sekiro, where there's enemies, like specifically like the Purge Troopers and stuff like that, that you can go and just attack, but they'll block every single one of your attacks, but they have like a stamina meter, like a block meter, that you kind of chip away at that. Once that's gone, then they kind of get exposed, and you can attack and damage them. Or if you like parry, then that takes like a big old chunk of that block meter down. It's that other meter under their hit points. Where Sekiro had that, where there was enemies that you had to basically break their guards to then eventually be able to attack them. They would just, block and deflect every single one of your attacks. This game does that with some enemies. that's something that can be adjusted in the
in the settings.
in the settings
and
based
it,
on difficulty. Like
and
there's a
it'll
parry window.
yeah, your parry window adjusts the strength of your enemies, stuff like that.
Yeah. So,
Um,
which is cool. Like if you want a super challenging, that's the thing I really appreciate about this game is that if you want a super challenging experience, you can set it like that, and the parry window is like it has to be perfect. Or you can make it a little more forgiving, where you can hit it, a second before, a second after, or something like that, and he just still does the parry. I like the kind of Castlevania, Metroidvania style.
yeah, the going back and stuff like so after the second planet, Zepho, you get the Scomp Link, and then it's advised that you go back to the first planet as almost like a throwaway line. Hey, they put a lot of supplies on Zepho. Maybe we should go back. And you should go back. Like, I went there and I ended up with 2 more stim packs to recover health, and the dual blade.
Right.
So
Yeah. So I mean, this game does some really interesting things. It opens up for you to like, hey, here's a planet, and then at any time, really, you can like travel to another planet, just go back to your ships. Like, cool, you unlock a new ability, you can keep going on this planet, keep exploring. It's like, oh, you actually check out this other planet. You can do that. I have a lot of issues with the map and the way that the mapping is done. But the one good thing that the map does is it tells you like you don't have this ability yet, so like it doesn't matter what you do. Like it's specifically like, no, you can't get past this because you just don't have the ability. Or it's like this thing that now used to be red is now green because it knows like, hey, now you have this ability.
yeah,
So
the
when
map will
get
tell
there,
you can go back there, or something will turn yellow and say, oh, you just haven't explored this area yet.
It does stuff like that. So I really like how they do that, where it's not just like this is where you've been, but also like, okay, here's like a little path that you haven't been here yet. So it keeps track of that for you. Honestly, my biggest issue with this game, I wish it had some sort of fast travel in the map.
Yeah, I get what they're going for with not having it, but just something checkpoint to checkpoint.
Yeah,
I
really, oh my gosh. So it does that Souls thing of eventually, you go and you hit a door and the door doesn't open from this side. So then you keep playing, and then eventually you find the door and you unlock it and you're like, oh, it's a shortcut unlocked. Like, okay, so now I can come back this way. But these maps are huge. They're like
they're very big.
Way bigger than I thought they'd be.
Uh-huh.
And I just wish that there was some sort of fast traveling, because sometimes, so I'm cleaning up a few of the stuff I'm working on getting the platinum on this, and I missed a few treasure tests and that stuff you got to do, and I'll open up the map and I'm like, how do I get back over here? Because it's not clear. And they'll do some stuff that on the progress of the story where like, now this section got changed. So now the way that you got there is different now. So you got to go this different way. And it's just not super intuitive, but that's my really biggest gripe with the game is I just wish, this game's I feel like it's super massive. I just wish that I could fast travel.
I wish fast travel, and I wish saving from the menu. I would have got so much more done in this game if I could save from the menu.
No, you gotta find a checkpoint.
Yeah, you gotta find one of the checkpoints, and I'm like, man, I got an hour or so. I could play that, but I won't. I don't know if I'll be able to make a checkpoint in that time, and I don't want to just waste the hour and not make any progress on the game. So that's why Pokemon got finished, because it was all right. I got some time. I'm gonna just sit down and play Pokemon, and then save, put it down, do what I need to do. Or also, I'm a football fan. Watch the game and also play some Pokemon at the same time. That's how I get 24 hours into a game in a weekend.
Right.
Right. And that's why I haven't got as far. Otherwise, I do think this is an amazing game. It's definitely in the conversation for Game of the Year for me. I need to beat it to see exactly how I feel.
Because there's this, I mean, we were talking a little off air before I started recording of kind of where you are in the
Hmm.
story, and I believe that there's still. Well, you got the force push.
Yes, and pull.
Okay. A weird thing, like you see it in the trailers, but it's not a. It's a thing you have to put points in, like to throw your lightsaber. It's
Yeah,
not just an
it's a
ability that you get. You have to eventually spend points on it. I thought it was a little odd,
and it's
but
3 points, and it's not like points are coming easy in this game.
there is two other abilities you're gonna get. Um,
Yeah, I know one's double jump.
yeah, so you get that.
Um,
And the other one is not really. Well, there's two other things. They're not really story spoilers or anything
mhm.
like that. So I mean, I won't have to say it if you're like, no, I don't want to know what other ability I'm gonna get, or I can just say it now. It's not really gonna change how you play the game.
Go ahead.
One of them is finally get the ability to swim underwater.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, yeah, I knew about that one.
So, because you go through a lot of places and there's like water and like
Uh-huh.
I can't dive. Okay, whatever. Until eventually you get the ability, and then they also give you a better way to climb, which there's some other stuff that you can climb that you need to have this thing to now be able to climb
Okay.
other things. So
Yeah, I know I got the BD update to
oh
climb ropes.
well yeah. So it's something else. It's
It's
not
not
for
that.
it's not for BD. It's like for your character.
Okay.
He basically gets a thing that you know.
You upgrade that fine costume right there in some way or no?
Do you
It's
want me to tell you?
no, it's fine. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
I don't like the ponchos. The entire game,
Nope,
I did not have ponchos.
No, I'm playing that.
That
I am playing that. I think.
you get to change the color of that of the way his costume right here without a poncho. I think it was just a treasure chest that I found that just had a different color.
And I'm not. Yeah, yeah. I think I have that too.
Yeah. So
Um.
and then of course you can change the color for I like a lot of it's almost like they don't go far enough. They went pretty far with all the stuff that I like, but it's kind of missing a little bit. I feel like I really love the customization of. They have zero impact, but the customization of your lightsaber.
Mhm.
You probably noticed. And I don't know if you had any questions about it yet, but you don't really get a lot of color of your lightsaber.
No, they're few and far between.
It's a story thing, but eventually you unlock every single color. So then you can always go back, and there's a good like 7 or 8 colors
okay.
that you can just always go back to and change. Yeah, after you do this one thing, then all of a sudden now you just, and it was cool. Like at first it asked you like to pick a color,
Mhm.
and up until then there was no other color other than the green and the blue that you start with. BD1 is fantastic.
BD1
BD1
is
is
the best
He's the-
part of
yeah.
this game. He's just an adorable little droid. My favorite droid.
yeah, your little boy right there.
My sweet boy right here. BD1.
He's-
Fun fact. He's the best part of the action figure because Cal came with him.
That's right.
No, he came. Yeah, Cal came with BD1.
Yeah,
not
you bought
BD1.
a BD1 action figure and
And
just
I
happened to
happened
have
to get
Cal
Cal,
with it.
yeah.
Makes sense.
That's exactly what happened.
No, I think one of the reasons why he's so good. I mean, he's like a dog.
Mhm.
He's like a little puppy, and the way that they animate him and all the other stuff, and it's cool. He does that Star Wars thing where, you're talking to a droid and the droid go, beep beep boop, and you're like, oh yeah, no, that's right. Like you understand. Although, eventually there's a character that the droid will do like beep beep boop, and the character's like, I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah, and there's the point where on Kashyyyk, BD can run and go and do this thing, and the person says, "Oh, yeah, he said that there's nothing there," and the other person says, "Oh, you speak binary? Yeah, a little." Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no, there's some cool
My-
stuff. There's some cool stuff in that game for sure.
I'm gonna take a little bit of a detour real quick.
Okay.
It goes back to one of the best moments in How I Met Your Mother when Ted is making Stella watch all the Star Wars movie. Mm-hmm. And she's like, I don't know. And at what point the bear goes, "Ugh," and they're like, oh, good point, bear. What did the bear say?
They pull some of that with some of Wookiees where they'll say some stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And the main character's like, I don't know what he's saying. So
and there's like the translator there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. Like, for a game that I wasn't expecting, I was expecting a lot. Mm-hmm. But it's one of those where I knew that I wanted to play this game, and I seen some of the video, of course, but I wasn't sure kind of what I was expecting. Mm-hmm. I definitely wasn't expecting what they did, right. Which is kind of this weird mash of a little bit of Dark Souls, mm-hmm. A little bit of the Metroidvania, and some of this other
Tomb Raider,
Uncharted, Tomb Raider.
There's literally freaking tombs in this game, and you raid them. Like,
it's Uncharted with a lightsaber. Like
there's a lot of that with some Diet Souls. I'm calling it Diet Souls mm-hmm. because it's not. I don't think it's as punishing as Souls.
Not.
Like if I can stand it, it's clearly not.
Yeah.
Souls.
But it's still, like, if you like Star Wars, I think this is a very good Star Wars game. I love the sense of power that you get for most of the game, where a stormtrooper, as you should, you know?
Yes, you get it. At points, it makes you feel incredibly power when you're fighting like basic stormtroopers. Then this asshole comes, and he makes you feel like you don't know what you're doing, like. Who has the lightsaber here? Like,
so the Purge Troopers, they suck.
And the Purge Troopers in the K2 units are not fun at all. Even the Flame Troopers, like, there's a very easy way to kill them. Mm-hmm. It's still annoying when you run into more than one of them.
And the game definitely does that as it gets towards, the late game. Yeah. It starts to just throw enemies at you. Multiple Purge Troopers at once. I remember there was a section where I seriously was between 8 or 10 Stormtrooper and the other Shock Trooper. I don't know what they're called. The guy with the baton. The melee Stormtroopers. So many of them at once.
And you're one-shotting those, but you're not... Yeah.
But it's cool. I really love that sense of, here's a Stormtrooper, and you really just boop, deflect their blaster, one shots kill them. Or if you just get close enough and attack them once, you just kill them. Mm-hmm. That's really cool.
And life does get better after the double blade.
It does.
At crowd control, for sure. Mm-hmm. And also, I don't know if you noticed the guys with the miniguns, they just become nothing when you get that dual blade.
Yeah. You can also get there's an upgrade where you can just sprint to them and he automatically deflects, so then you just deflect everything.
He's deflecting, but not back to him.
Yeah.
If you have the dual blade,
you can deflect and just ding 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 ding.
Yeah, if you hit one, you hit all of them. Yeah. Right back to him.
This game does a lot of cool stuff. We talked a little bit off air, but like Purge Troopers, they suck. But man, if you get one right next to a drop,
it was the meme I seen the other day about after a boss kills me 90 times and I finally get him. Yeah, what's up? I'm standing over him. What's up? You don't know. You don't know.
That's right.
You suck.
But there's nothing really else that I can say without getting to some spoiler stuff. But I like most of the characters.
Yeah. To talk about the story without spoiling too much, a lot of these characters are awesome. When the reveal happens of who exactly the second sister is, that's a pretty big hit, I think. I
saw that coming a mile away.
I didn't, because I legitimately thought, for a Star Wars video game writer, the thing about who she ends up... I'm going to abandon it. I can't talk about that point without spoiling who
all
she
that
is.
I'll say is, before she takes her helmet off, there was a conversation that is had, where a person again, gonna be super vague, but a person says something, and immediately I was like, oh, I bet this is what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I didn't, because like I said, I could have totally just seen that conversation being a throwaway conversation. I could have seen a Star Wars writer actually just being like, yep, and that's what happened. On to the next.
If you're super into Star Wars, and if you hate spoilers, really, there's some cool stuff towards the end of the game that I wish I hadn't seen, and I wasn't chasing, but I went to look up, like, how do I get this treasure chest or something like that, and someone just had, like, on the thumbnail, just like, here's this thing that happened. I was like, oh, that would have been so much better if I didn't know about it. But there's some cool surprises at the end. I like the way that the story turns out. I was thinking that this is how it was going to go, and they went, like, this other way, and I liked it. Again, being super vague, but there's some cool stuff.
Can I take a shot at what happens?
It would be spoiler.
I don't. Oh no! Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
This is me just like actually.
I won't even look at you.
I'm not even actually guessing. This is a joke.
Okay.
Luke Skywalker
Right.
rides in on an actual Falcon, not the Millennium Falcon,
A literal one?
a
Like an
literal
animal?
Falcon, like a
Okay.
giant Falcon, and he saves you from Darth Vader killing you.
We're going to talk off air. Because there's... Anyways, we're going to talk off air because there's one thing that happens that you hit on. So...
Oh God. Oh God. I wish you wouldn't have even told me that.
No,
Lucas,
but it's not what
that-
you're thinking of. It's not really a huge spoiler, but... Oh my gosh, I want to say it.
And then Iron Man comes in.
It's not a big thing. But you said a falcon. At some point, there is a literal giant-ass bird thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's it. Just because you said a literal falcon, I was like...
I mean,
Well, there is
yeah,
a giant,
there's-
like a gigantic-ass bird that you fly in that comes in to rescue you at some point.
Oh, okay.
For reasons that will become clear when you play the story, but...
Okay.
So yeah, I was like, that was a good shot in the dark, dude.
All right. All
So-
right. Well, anything else you want to say about Star Wars?
I liked it.
Yeah, go play it, y'all.
Yeah,
It's a good
no,
game.
It's a fun game to play. Combat's a ton of fun. The skills feel great. Like I just almost everything about it has been a ton of fun, and I just wish there was a bunch of, like I said, little nitpicky things of the fast travel and
Right.
some of the other stuff that don't detract from the overall experience. If you like Star Wars, I think you're gonna really like this game. If you like just some, action adventure games, I think you still could really get into it too. So,
All right. Yeah.
yeah, but no.
So that's Star Wars. Now, I didn't tell Felipe I was doing this
Oh,
before the
boy.
show. Didn't. It's time for Persona Corner.
Oh, snap, son! Welcome to Persona Corner.
So, Atlas released a thing today. Of course, Persona 5 Royale did come out on Halloween in Japan. It is out there. Today, so as of recording on the 21st of November,
Okay.
they posted, to all Phantom Thieves in the making in the West, you have 12 days until we expose the truth of Persona 5 Royal once and for all. We're 12 days away from it. Possibly a release date. At least some new content. Maybe we'll see the dubs.
Oh, man. See, I was talking to someone about Persona Royal, and it was a friend of mine. He said that, he has friends that got the Japanese version, and, he's gone to Japan a couple of times, and he said his friends have been playing it, and he makes it sound like the changes that they've done to this game are substantial enough that even me, having not finished Persona 5, being 70-something hours into it, he's saying, like, it's worth starting over on this.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I don't know that I can. Oh my gosh, I don't know that I can.
Oh, I'm going to. The question is, do I try to finish 5. You know, it's been on the back burner since August.
I don't even want to get into how long it's been since I played Persona.
Yeah, it's been on the back burner since August, but it's that and Control are the two things that are really in my backlog that are not done. But also, I should finish Persona 5, too.
You should finish Control because you can finish that sooner. You just
I
get
could,
that done.
if I can beat that one part, but actually, I'd probably go back and beat it in like 5 seconds now.
Yeah,
Because
now that you haven't, you come back like, I don't even know I was having a problem with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Or because of its Metroidvania-ishness, I'm going to forget which direction I'm supposed to go.
Right.
So
that's the problem with games like that.
It's going to go one of two ways.
But see, man, I hope that they're not like, oh yeah, no, it's coming to the, I mean, we know it's coming to the West.
Yeah,
but
and
I hope it's not like, oh, it's coming to the West.
And I think
in March, in April.
I think we were having a conversation with the same person about it. Me saying that February, you know, Valentine's Day looks like the perfect release date for this game.
I think so.
Like that's
I don't want it then, but I think
right. That's
so.
not the exact day you want it, but it's also like it makes sense. Like realistically, releases would happen Thursday at midnight, so the 13th. So you'd get some time with the game still. Like I could see it happening.
We'll see, because I mean we haven't really touched on it on this episode, but now that I'm done with this, I'm gonna maybe start Pokemon, but I am going back to Death Stranding.
Okay.
Like I want to. You know, I have a lot of issues with that game, but the story was interesting enough that I want to go back and I want to finish it. So I'm going to spend probably the rest of the year chipping away at Death Stranding, and then, you know, some other stuff that I'll probably play here and there. And because honestly, guys, we have, well, like 2 months, 3 months before all of the big games from early next year.
Yeah, I mean
out.
February just cleared out due to The Last of Us getting delayed.
Yeah.
So, you know,
But then there's, you know, DBZ, Kakarot in
January, and even that I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan even, and I'm still like, oh yeah, that's a thing. That's happening. That's a game that's coming out.
Depending on how, you know, this end of the year here plays out, I was flirting with the idea of like, maybe I will just go back to Persona and try to just knock Persona. But then if I finish that, unless they're like, oh, this is completely different, I don't know that I would play Royal.
I'm getting Royal.
Yeah. We'll see. 12 days. So in
12 days, so
maybe by the next episode we can talk about it.
We will be able to talk about it. So let's talk a little bit about scheduling.
Sure, yeah.
So this episode is filmed the literal week before Thanksgiving. We film on Thursdays, so we're taking Thanksgiving off.
Yeah.
That's just what we're doing. The next week we'll be back. We will be doing our Game Awards show, which is we're predicting the Game Awards. We're going to talk about who we think is going to win, who might be showing up, and then after that, the next time we would film would theoretically be the night of the Game Awards. We also have a lot of other moving pieces that day. We're not going to be here that day.
Yeah.
The next episode will be the fallout. Here's what happened. Here's all the new stuff. Here's who won. Why did they win? You know,
and probably all the announcements. You know, they always have some huge announcements.
Well, yeah, that's what I meant by the fallout. We'll
yes.
get. You know, are we going to get a new Fallout?
Are we going to get a new Fallout?
No.
No.
Please, no.
We already got one. It's called The Outer Worlds.
Also, they could just fix Fallout 76. I don't know.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I don't know. They could just finish that game at some point. That'd be just grand. And then the week after that, it's Christmas. And then, so we're going to be on a little bit of a bi-weekly schedule coming up. But, yeah. We're super excited. Still plenty left in the tank for the year. We're looking forward to it. What are you looking forward to? What are your thoughts on Pokemon or Star Wars or Tokyo Ghoul? Leave them in the comments. But thank you for joining us. Of course, please like, share, subscribe. Hit the bell for the notifications so that you can see when our videos go up, so you can watch us talk about stuff and things.
That's right. Stuff and things. Thanksgiving.
I'm Kenny.
I'm Felipe.
See you later.